Hello, hello.
You should have been downtown. The people are rising. We thought it was a lockdown. They opened the fire. Them bullets was flying. Who said it was a lockdown? Goddamn lie. Oh my, time here.
Oh, here we go.
You out of town. The clock out. Your tickets, pick the whole place out. I'll be back with the heads.
My volume up.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Keeping in on this really ugly looking day.
I know. I just got back from class. Like, ran home in the rain. I was like, no.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, we'll give it a few minutes. Wait and see who's joining. I think it's just me and you so far. Hopefully.
Hi, everyone.
Where are you at, guys? Yeah. What class did you take?
I did Rian's, and then Tally was covering Dylan.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh, okay, cool. So full out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full
When
out.
full out. When I did Rian's the other week, I was like,
Yeah.
the stamina. It's like, wow.
I know that half mark that you have to do halfway through, otherwise you'll just die.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was like, I did a class afterwards, and I was like, this is a bad idea. You haven't trained for like a year, Fern. This was not. This. And hopefully a few people will. Oh, you're frozen again. Are you back?
You're back.
You're back. Okay, cool.
Did I freeze? Because you froze for me.
Yeah, you froze for me as well.
Oh.
Yeah, hopefully that won't happen. I'm on the right Wi-Fi, I think. So let's hope. Cool. Okay, we'll start, and then I think a lot of people will watch this later on because everyone's living life. Yeah. So been running these lives. This is our third live, so it's all aimed at graduates, helping them like when you leave uni or college and you're like, I mean, I was for like a good solid 6 months. It's like a little bit crazy. So we're aiming these lives at those people, just to help them and like give them a bit of support. Like the light is there, and I can imagine it's very scary graduating at this time as well. So yeah, thank you very much for joining. It's very exciting to have you on.
Having me.
Yeah. So I was thinking today, I think the last few people were very like hip hop orientated, which you are as well, but commercial as well, which would be great to have an insight into that kind of world. Would be amazing. So yeah, if first you want to chat to me about where you trained, like where you went to college, what that was like for you. Yeah, that'd be great.
So, before I went to college, as you know, where I met you, was part of a crew called Urban Strides that was just like a great starting point for my training. Like, you know, the training we got there was sick, like authentic street dance, like lots of different art forms that we learned. Like, that was just a great base. And then getting to do things like the performance side of it with Urban Strides, like before even going to college, I feel like that gave me like a really good kind of starting point to knowing what the industry was like even before I went in. Like, we were doing like arena tours. Like, how do you do that before you even go to college?
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
It's nuts. So it's kind of like, okay, well, where do I go from here? But then I was like, no, I want to go to college and like train like technically as well, and also train more in like street dance art forms, and just get a really good base. So I went to performers college for a year. I did the foundation course there, and we had a woman called Keely who was so good. Like, I loved her. She was scary, but she was great. She whipped us into shape. And I feel like the amount that I improved then, because I'd never done like ballet, jazz, like anything like that before. So yeah, that year was like transformative enough. Like, kind of looking back, I feel like I could have just taken that training and then gone into the industry, but I was like, oh, let me like really solidify it. So then I went to Erdang, which was great as well. And that's when they started Track D, which is, I don't know if it's still called Track D, but they had a street dance course there as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which was good. And then so I trained at Erdang, which was cool. Like we used to do ballet in the Great Hall, which, if you've seen it, is the most nuts place in the world.
I think I've seen pictures and videos. It looks a bit mad.
Yeah, but imagine just having like ballet in there on a casual like Tuesday morning. I was like,
yeah,
okay, cool. This is my life.
yeah.
And Erdang was great. It really felt like it was literally something straight out of like a street dance film. Like it was jokes, like going in the Great Hall for like registration in the morning. People would be like singing in the corner, like practicing and whatever.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was in a film just for a few years. Yeah, and then coming out of college, actually was a bit lost. I was like, what am I doing with my life now? And at that point, I'd left Urban Strides. And before Urban Strides even, I'd been in hip hop crews since I was like maybe 12.
Yeah.
So like I'd always had that crew mentality, like always had like kind of a support system around me.
Yeah.
And then going to college, like just couldn't sustain going back to Urban Strides, like Sin High Wycombe, far away from Angel. So then I wasn't in a crew when I was at Erdang, and then there was a time when I left when I was just a bit lost, and I was like, okay, who am I in the industry? Like, where do I sit? Like, how do I like fit into this like huge new world? And then I actually joined, you know, Cash Powell.
Yeah.
So I joined, and I was one of the first Dragon darlings.
Lovely. I remember.
Going from like street dance art forms and whatever to like Cash, which is so like hair whips. I still have him to thank for like the old hair whip, can bust it out thanks to Cash. So I kind of found my little group with them. But it wasn't till Bird Gang that I was like found my people, found my home. So then as soon as I joined Bird Gang, I kind of feel like that's when my career kind of started.
Okay. Yeah. What year did you join Bird Gang then? What year was that? A while ago, right?
Yeah, maybe 6 years ago.
So okay.
2014.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. How long was that from graduating to joining Bird Gang? Like
maybe like a year.
Okay, so not that long really.
Yeah.
So like a year. Was that just like you're feeling your feet? Yeah.
Yeah. So that was when I kind of like found Cash, found like I'd done a few jobs at that time. But Bird Gang was when it was like, oh, okay, I found my people. I found like my support system like in the industry.
Yeah, that's it. So after graduating, did you go straight? I'm assuming you're freelance. Do you work freelance? Oh, yeah. So did you go straight to work in freelance? Was that kind of like your mentality, like I'm doing it right now?
Yeah, I can't even remember if I had a side hustle at that point.
I'm
like, how was I making money when I wasn't dancing? I can't even remember. Actually, I don't know if I'd even started Distinct by that point. Maybe I had. Maybe I had actually.
Okay. Yeah. So how come? Yeah, because I wanted to talk to you about Distinct as well, because it's such a great. I wouldn't say it's a side hustle really, because it's like a separate business, isn't it? It's
a side hustle that started taking off too much. Started to become the main hustle. I was like, no, dance is the main hustle.
Yeah. So how did you? I'd like how did you kind of get going with that, and like how have you managed to balance dance and photography and video?
So do you know why I started Distinct is because obviously coming out of college you needed portfolio pictures. I mean, I won't say who I went to for my portfolio pictures, but I hated it. Like, I hated it. I just felt like so awkward, and like it was in like this cold warehouse. I had to like stand there, obviously, like getting my body shots in my like lingerie and whatever. I was like this little heater like blowing at me, and then he was just like not very helpful in the and stuff, and I just felt shit, and like I was just there like posing like,
oh no, that sounds cool.
It wasn't the one, and I was just like, there's got to be like a nicer way to do this.
Mm.
So then I looked into some other photographers and stuff, didn't really hear anyone that like sounded great or whatever. And then my friend did photography at school, and she'd had done it a bit since. And so we were like, oh, like, I'll just come round yours. She's got some lights. Let's just like put the lights on and take some pictures. Anyway, like when we were shooting and stuff, like they were coming out sick, and we were like, oh, we got like a little thing going on here.
Yeah.
And at that point as well, it was, do you remember on Instagram where you could only make a 15-second clip?
Yeah.
You used to have to like record and then stop, and then like record and stop, kind of like the reels now.
Yeah.
But it was like a 15-second thing that you could do. That was it. And like that used to be my thing. So like whenever I'd go somewhere, I'd just make these like little tiny Instagram videos.
Okay.
So that was actually like my first kind of gateway to like film and photography, was just my friend picking up a camera and taking pictures of me, and then mine was just like Instagram tiny little videos or whatever. So then I did that shoot with my friend, and then we were like, oh, maybe we've got like a business idea actually here, because like she was just kind of like finding her feet at that time as well, and like obviously like a bit of extra money, cool.
Yeah.
And so then we decided to make Distinct and make it really for the people, to make them super like comfortable. So what we used to do was like send out a questionnaire before every shoot that we did. So we'd find out people's like favorite music, their favorite like confectionery, their favorite drink, like their favorite whatever. And then when they came to the shoot, we'd have it all there for them.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah. They used to have like on their favorite music when they were shooting, so they'd feel super comfortable. And then we just created this thing that was kind of like for the people, rather than it just being a photographer, you go and get your pictures done. It was kind of more like a little community, I suppose. And then like people that had shot with us like could connect with each other and whatever. And we used to have a few people shoot on the same day actually as well, so it was kind of like distinct squad, rather than just like you on your own, go and stand over there and pose. Like it was like a whole like empowering kind of thing. So that's how we started Distinct. We just thought F it, and we just did it, and then obviously like it blew up, which was great.
That's amazing. Like it like you can really tell like you coming from a dancer's point of view, like what you wanted, like already like the thought of like getting a photo shoot for me is a bit like, oh no, I don't fancy that. I know you have to do it because you need the shots, but the thought of like my favorite chocolate and stuff and my favorite music being around, definitely calming. Like that's sick. Anyone needs their headshots, go there. That sounds like a fun day out. But no, that's great. So it's like, was you doing that was you thinking about how it could support you as a dancer? Was that also like another element of starting Distinct, or was it just like that's Distinct on its own and we just love doing that, and then dance is separate? That makes sense.
Well, I think it's all kind of like interwoven. Like me having the photography company, if I did need new pictures for like a job that was quite specific, we'd just be like, oh, shoot me after like we'd done a shoot, so it would kind of like help my career as well.
100%.
And then I got into filmmaking as well, because like I just wanted to be able to like create my own like videos of my choreo, and then like know how to edit my own videos and stuff. So it was kind of like selfish reasons as well that I started it, to like help my dance career. So I feel like it was all kind of like one. But then Distinct was definitely the side hustle, and dance has always been the main thing. Then finding the balance was quite hard, because there was a time when like Distinct like popped off. Like I was like, shooting like I don't even know how many times a week I'd be in my room like doing these edits until like the morning and whatever, and having all these like edit deadlines. So I wasn't going to class because I had to get like these videos sent out. And then there was a point where I was just like, hold on a minute, like what one is gonna give. So then since then I only kind of do jobs that are like either very well paid or that I'm super like passionate about, that are film and photography.
No, that's great. No, it's interesting. feel like I had a question and it's left me. I've literally just seen it just disappear. I definitely had a question and it's just fluttered away from my head. Oh man. Yeah, but like what? Yeah. So if you was advising, kind of, because it sounds like you started Distinct soon after graduating, and then kind of went like this with dance and photography. Would you advise that people do that? Like, not necessarily photography, because I mean, from my point of view, when I graduated, because I went to UEL, to university, so different to college, a lot of people kind of they'll just go into like retail or kind of something else that's non-related, to make their money to live basically while they're waiting for dance jobs come through. So I think what I'm trying to say is, would you suggest picking something that marries with dance? There we go.
Defo.
100%.
But I think like Tally always says this, like the people who are like, oh, I want to be a full-time dancer, but then don't have a side hustle, but then they're like super killing themselves just because they don't want like to be a part-time dancer and dance in retail, like makes sense. So like, if your side hustle to like help you maintain going to class and whatever is a job in a shop or whatever, then cool.
Yeah.
But I really do think like if it can aid your career, then like a side hustle that can kind of run alongside really helps, because like even with me, like I wanted to get more into the filmmaking side of it so that I could make my own videos. And from doing that and getting a name doing that, then I'd shoot like other dancers' videos, get to know other dancers, then they'd obviously be like, oh, Fi, you're a dancer, blah blah blah, then work on different projects with them. So it's kind of like a networking thing as well as just like a side hustle. Whereas I feel like if I worked in a shop with people who weren't non-dancers and didn't mix with them, some of those opportunities wouldn't have come about.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's very insightful. Definitely. I think being a dancer, you most of the time you naturally have like an I can never say this word, entrepreneurial mindset. Yeah. So I guess doing something like Distinct you was able to pick your hours, like, so it just was able to like all of this.
That was the beauty of it as well, because it wasn't like working in a shop or a 9 to 5 or like something and then I could go to class after. It was like, okay, I have like maybe this shoot to do that I can't move, but then my editing days I could like get up early, edit till that time, go to class, edit after, so it could just slot around it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Very, very insightful for sure. Like I think also having as something you do as well, from my point of view, helps you kind of almost give your mind a little respite from dance. I think your mind needs a different way to focus on dance. I found a lot of the time, personally anyway, I teach pretty much full time, or well, I was, not anymore. And I find teaching, class, training, I'm just knackered. Yeah. But I still love dancing. I just need a different way to like pursue that passion. Yeah. So yeah, thinking like photography, or I guess you can do other stuff, styling, makeup, hair. Like there's lots of industries that marry with dance well. But yeah, that's it. Cool. So like, what's the question? I have like one question. One question. Just one. Two, kind of one, two. So if you're thinking back to when you graduated or just before you graduated, and someone could come up to you and be like, here's one bit of advice going forward, what would you have wanted to know?
I think I'd want to know that, okay, I think the biggest advice would be to like find your people.
Okay, yeah.
So like for me, like being in Berggang has just been like the biggest like support system, and also being in Cash's thing as well, like straight out of college, because then you're not just like one dancer going to an audition, getting there, being like, oh my god, I don't know anyone, okay, whatever. Like first of all, like, you know the people, there might be someone from your college there, great, but then if there's like other people there that I've known through like Cash, if there's other people from like Berggang there, then like instead of it being like, oh my god, like scary audition, it's just like you can just take a breath and you're just there with your friends, and like that, you know that they're supporting you and you're supporting them. And yeah, so I feel like the biggest bit of advice would just be like to find your people, so to find that network. And then you're kind of just not really like on your own in the industry. You've got those people that are going to be there to support you.
Yeah, that's a solid bit of advice. I think definitely find your people, and I think if you're looking at like a standard office job, you might have like colleagues with you all day, 9 to 5. So you already have. It's almost like trying to find your colleagues that you'll see in class auditions, like, but trying to keep them there to keep you like going, and that's it. Yeah, no, definitely. So if you're thinking about people graduating now, not necessarily maybe during COVID, maybe if you want to go before, because it's a bit tricky to answer that now, because COVID is what it is.
That's that.
That's that. That's that. That's that on that. I mean, if it comes into, I'm gonna shut up because I babble. So if you're thinking about dancers graduating now or last year, like, what do you think? Because when did you graduate? Like 2013, I'm guessing, around then.
Yeah, maybe 14.
2013, 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking, people graduating this year or last year, what do you think is maybe their major struggle with finding work or finding their way or anything dance related?
So I reckon probably their biggest struggle would be kind of what I said, like finding their people, because like we've kind of been restricted to our own homes. You're not allowed to go out and find your people. But I do think like networking in any way that you can, like not networking in the sense of like you've got to go to class and have a business card and hand it out, but like networking is in the sense of like just finding different people, going to different classes, and then also just finding other avenues. Like this is something that I've been really exploring recently, is just kind of like I've just come across all these new people, like new like cinematographers, like directors and stuff, like just through like going to like events or whatever. And like the guy that I used to live with, he's a DOP, so he works on like music videos and everything. And then like some of his friends that I've met, they're just like camera ops and stuff, but also that's like another way into our industry. So like utilizing different avenues. So I think networking could be a problem because at the moment, obviously, we haven't got the opportunity to go out and meet all these people. But we do have things like this. We've got things like Instagram, and I feel like you can easily just drop someone a message, and like at this time as well, where there's not that much work, you can be like, hey, you're a videographer, I'm a dancer, want to collab? And actually like create stuff together, and then who knows where that goes. He might get booked on a job, need a dancer, there you go, you've got a job. Yeah,
exactly. Would you like if so say there's someone that's fresh, all they know is college or uni, because I feel like you are definitely in a bubble when you're there and you're like, yeah, your life's amazing, and then you
100%.
leave. Sometimes it's still amazing. I'm not saying that you leave and it all just goes to shit, like hopefully it doesn't. And you know, people do become dancers and stuff, but like if you would say like, okay, this is the one place you should go, or this is like a piece of like a resource that you can use, do you maybe know like a good place for people to just start, even just like that little bit to get the ball rolling?
I do just think go to class or go to jam, or well, obviously not right now. But
you can speak in general. Hopefully,
general life outside of COVID.
Yeah, like let's imagine that.
Yeah, okay. Like go to a jam, go to like a workshop, go to a battle. Like even if that's not your remit, like even if you're I don't know, a dancer in like another realm, like find something that your area is like putting on, like maybe a show, and there's like people are having drinks after or whatever. But I feel like if there's like something easy that we can all do now, it's just go to class, like go to base, like chat to the teacher after, start going to their classes, and then before you know it, if they've got a project that they're working on, they'll be like, oh, you've been coming to my class, come on. Like, go into base, or back in the day when it was 68, like
Oh yeah.
It's just the easiest way to like meet people that are working in the industry. And as soon as you kind of get that one connection and they're like, oh, I've seen you around, do you want to come and do this project? Like that's literally then snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And then you meet people on that, and then they've got projects, and then you do that, and then you do that, and then you do that.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're a working dancer.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think
Easy.
easy, just like that. Job done. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I think that's all I have. Is there anything else that you want to add or share, or anyone watching? If there are any comments, it's never
questions, guys.
No one asks the question, but if anyone wants to, or if you're watching this on IGTV, comment below and like I'll get back to you, or I'll send it.
Yeah, at me. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, but follow Fi on Instagram. It's _Silverthorn, right?
Yeah.
And her company Distinct London. But yeah, like, and also feel free to message Dance Integrated, email us. We're here to help. We have a free guide. I'm going to do a little bit of a plug. We have a free guide at the moment for finding a side hustle, which you can hopefully do remotely from home as well. So just head to our website, scroll down, enter your email, and I'll send it your way. But yeah, thank you very much, Fi. I really appreciate it. And
yeah,
I'll be around and chat to you soon.
Yeah, man, it's a great thing you're doing. So
yeah,
we're very proud.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Bye.